Hi, Marion, honey. What are you doing right now? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty bored. Why don't you bring Victor over to play? Not like I have anything better to do. You haven't been coming back home recently, and Mom's been feeling sad. How about you fulfill your daughter-in-law duties for once?
I'm sorry, I'm still at work right now. I can't come. After I'm finished with work, I'm going to pick up Victor from school, and then we're going back home.
What are you on about? I can pick him up easy peasy. Just let me get my wallet and my keys, and I'm good to go.
If someone who isn't the child's parent is coming to pick them up, they'll have to notify the school first, otherwise they won't let the child go with them.
Oh, come on, really? Oh, that's such a drag. I was doing him the honor of coming over to play.
Thank you so much. I'm sure he'd love to play with his Auntie Bailey sometime soon.
Enough about that. Isn't your older sister without a job, Marion?
What? No, she isn't jobless. She has a proper job.
But the job's only part-time, right? Oh, seems like she has too much time on her hands. Isn't she my age, actually?
Yes, I think she is. In case you're wondering, she's 38 years old.
And she's a certified recluse, I hear.
She was diagnosed with chronic depression, so yes, she was living at home for 2 years. But starting this year, she's able to go back outside. She started a part-time job that's going well.
This is so insane. It's actually funny. A pathetic, jobless recluse at this ripe age.
I'm telling you, Miss Bailey, she's not anything like you say.
It's not like she's married like I am. She's fallen behind in life, I must say. Oh, such a pity.
Could you please refrain from talking about my own sister that way?
You can't blame anyone for telling her so. It's the truth, after all.
Perhaps, but it's still hurtful and rude.
Well, I assume she must have a lot of free time, so I thought I would become her friend.
What? You want to befriend my sister?
Oh, it's such a pity she's a recluse. So I thought becoming her friend would open up new doors, you know? And also, my free time can be used up spending it with her. It's literally the best win-win in the world, isn't it?
Clarissa's busy with her own life right now, and it's not like she has no friends. On the contrary, she has many. I don't think she needs any more.
Clarice, that's her name, right?
Yes, it is.
I think I met her once at my wedding, but I don't remember what she's like at all. Maybe she's just like you, without much of a goddamn presence.
What are you trying to say? In any case, you need not worry about Clarice, but thank you very much for your concern.
Oh, I'm so damn bored these days, Marion.
Is that so? Why don't you find a job then?
There's no way I'm gonna do that. I got married because I wanted to become a housewife. Unlike your sister Clarice, who can't ever get married.
What?
I really cannot understand you, Marion. Going off to work even after getting married and having children? Just tell me, you don't exactly trust your husband, my brother. Now do you?
I appreciate all the accusations, Miss Bailey. But lest we forget, you're currently living away from your own husband, right?
You couldn't be more wrong. Grayson's only been reassigned temporarily.
He stopped by just the other day, you know, to talk to us about something.
What?
You seem to be claiming that he'd been reassigned temporarily, but it seems to him that you've kicked him out of his own house. Your husband Grayson visited us to vent about how he wants a divorce, but you'll have none of that.
Wait, huh? This is news to me. We're only taking some time to work on ourselves. I plan to go back to our old life together with a little more time. We aren't living separately. He really has been reassigned. We're only living away from each other for a short time.
In his eyes, that's not how it seems, Miss Bailey.
It is what it is, damn it.
Do you really have no intention of changing the cause of this situation?
The cause?
I was told that you've been doing the housework since you married him 6 months ago and you've stopped doing that completely, haven't you? And I hear the reason's because you're hooked on some video game. Is that true?
That's not true at all. Even housewives need some time off from their busy schedules, you know.
How can you be so busy if you don't do any of the housework? You found a game online that you think is fun and you play it all day long without cleaning any of the rooms and whatnot. And what's worse, you use his credit card to buy branded pieces of fashion. Grayson's been fretting over the bills because it just amounts to more than he can handle, you see.
If I buy branded items and then sell them immediately, it can be converted into money to use for the game. It's not like I'm paying thousands of dollars in liquid cash for these things. Don't you think it's a good way to make money?
That's called resale, Miss Bailey, and I believe that's a crime.
But still, it works. Because of it, I'm now a master at build games. And no, I haven't told Grayson about this, but I'm doing that these days. The credit card's been terminated, and I can't pay money for games anymore, and things have become pretty droll. That's why I'm bored. Bring Victor over, please. His auntie wants to spend some time with him.
What the hell are you talking about?
What?
Don't you realize you're on the brink of being left on the curb? Or are you actually feigning ignorance?
What the hell do you mean?
You go about pointing fingers at Clarice about her situation, but I ask you, who is the real jobless recluse?
Oh, I'm not caged up at home, you know.
And neither is Clarice. But in any case, it doesn't change the fact that you're at your house, wasting your days away doing nothing. Mrs. Attaway has been so stressed about how expensive the electricity bill's been, you know.
There's no way.
Getting comfortable in front of the heater at full blast, staring at the TV all day every day, watching programs and or playing video games? Of course the bills are going to skyrocket.
That'll only be while Grayson's reassigned, and I'm gonna start doing the housework again when he comes back home.
I'm telling you, Bailey, it doesn't seem like a temporary reassignment to me. And I don't think he'll be coming back ever.
What? Did he say something like that?
Yes, he did. Looks like he set himself on a divorce.
Ugh, you can't be serious. You're just mad because I said some funny things about your sister, right? Tell me that's the case.
I'm not mad, Miss Bailey. I do, however, feel like you're a pitiful human being.
How dare you? I'm not pitiful in any way. And I resent you for comparing me to a lowly part-timer approaching 40.
Clarissa's becoming a full-time employee starting next month, you know, and I remind you she's exactly your age. Here's the punchline. Looks like Destiny's gonna hand you a red card sometime soon.
No, it won't.
And also, you've been cheating on Grayson.
What? What do you mean by that?
No use hiding it since Grayson knows about it already. Seems like he hired a detective agency and everything. My husband's been apologizing to him so very deeply day in and day out. But it should be you who apologizes, right, Miss Bailey?
When did this happen?
The day before yesterday, I believe. Isn't Mrs. Attaway not at home right now?
Huh? Now that you mention it, she isn't. But what's that got to do with anything?
She's gone to negotiate with Grayson, apparently.
That can't mean that Mom knows about it too.
I'm afraid she does. At the very least, she'd known about the fact that it was never a temporary reassignment.
But that's impossible.
You even go about lying to your own parents. And then they find out. What a shame, what a shame.
I can't contact Grayson. How can that be?
You've been ignoring him up until now, haven't you? He's told you numerous times he wanted to talk, but because you ghosted him, he gave up on that idea. And reached out to Mrs. Attaway instead.
How did he even find out about my affair? And even went on to blab to you about it? This is unbelievable!
Your partner's someone you met through online gaming, right? I was so surprised that you'd go about meeting this guy in person, you know?
You even know about that?
You're so lucky that all he ever assumed was that you were living separate from her husband. I applaud you. A jobless hunk approaching 40, dumped by her husband, and could be abandoned by her parents, too. Wouldn't you pity a poor woman like that? My husband and I have no intention of helping you, of course. You brought this on yourself, so you go fix it yourself, okay? That day, Bailey's husband told everything to Bailey's mother and informed her that he'd already discussed the issue of compensation with a lawyer. In addition to the compensation, which would already amount to something quite substantial, he would demand a full refund of all the money Bailey had used behind his back to buy branded fashion items. Of course, Miss Bailey doesn't have any savings of her own whatsoever. Furthermore, it was found out that she was lending her online gaming friend money through online transactions, and the money they both spent on the games had amounted to something frankly disgusting. Bailey's mother wanted to help her daughter out, but her father couldn't forgive her for what she'd done, and he was so kind as to carry the burden of paying compensation, under the condition that Bailey find a good, proper job. Otherwise, she wouldn't be welcome to live at the house at all. Bailey never had much work experience at all, and she started job hunting with a heavy heart. But even her application for a part-time convenience store clerk, exactly like the one she'd been ridiculing, wasn't accepted.
Do you have a sink?
What's up? You're already done with work today? You're out early.
I had to go to my parents' house today.
Huh? Your parents' house? What about your job?
I left work early.
I still have a little left before I can wrap up at my work. I asked Mom to pick up Elizabeth, so if you were going to finish work early, I wish you had told me so I could have just had you pick her up.
Like I give a shit. It's your fault for not telling me beforehand.
I didn't know that you were getting off work early.
Whatever. Anyway, I told you about my sister's kid, right?
Huh? Oh, you're talking about Dan? I thought that your parents were going to look after him, considering your sister took off. Why? What's up with Dan?
Yeah, okay, so you know about him.
I know that they took him in because they divorced, because she basically said, never mind, I don't want him anymore, and left.
That made me really mad towards my sister. My parents are already pretty old, you know? And I think they're struggling pretty bad. It's raising a 3-year-old after all.
Right, I understand. I hope that they're able to find your sister soon. We don't have any clues? Did they try reaching out to her ex-husband?
I think they're trying, but they can't actually get in touch with him.
I see. But you have your own kid too. I think that your sister will come back real soon. There's no way that your sister can just leave her kid like that forever.
So about that, I feel bad for Dan. Mom seems to be really struggling too. So I've decided that we will be taking him in.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about?
I said I've decided to take him in. I just went over to their house to pick up Dan. I'll be waiting at home for you. Starting today, we're going to be living with the 4 of us. I'm sure you understand.
No. Hang on a second. What do you mean? I hope you'll understand. You realize that we still have Elizabeth, right? She's weak right now, too. She has to go to the hospital regularly. I work to make more money, too. You understand how tough it is with one child.
You're going to abandon Dan?
Don't get me wrong, I feel bad about Dan, but no offense, Dan can be pretty violent. I remember when he has his little rage fits. When we took Elizabeth to your parents' house one time, he hit her and injured her. You remember that, right? They're over a year different in age. I'm worried, so I don't want to just leave them together.
You're such a ruthless asshole. You're not thinking about Dan at all, are you? There is no real difference between a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. You just let him go to sleep and it's fine. They'll get along real fast. Besides, Dan seems to have taken a liking to you.
He misses his own mom. That's why he loves me, because I'm around the right age. Then he takes it out on Elizabeth. Whatever, I'm just telling you now clearly, no. I'm finishing up work now, so I'm heading home, but please do not bring Dan to our house. First, we need to talk about this with each other, face to face.
I'm almost at the house. Dan is with me right now.
Why would you do such a selfish thing? I can't do that. I cannot look after someone else's child who is a threat to my own child. Besides, I have a job that I need to do as well. It's not like I'm a live-at-home mom. I'm busy with my own job and my kid. I'm already struggling pretty badly juggling the two. There's no way I can handle another child.
What kind of devil are you?
What?
You call my own sister's child some other person's child? You need to think about how Dan feels about everything. Are you just gonna make my mom handle everything? You realize that he's 3 years old. Imagine him growing up with a 2-year-old Elizabeth. It's definitely gonna be beneficial to her too. How can you not look after 2 kids? That's literally what parents are supposed to do. You should figure it out. It's easy for you.
If you want to talk about it that passionately, you're going to be taking care of Dan yourself, right? You're not going to just leave it all up to me?
What, me?
Yes, you. It's your adorable nephew. That means that you'll be looking after him yourself, right?
Why the hell would I be looking after him? There's no chance that I will be doing that. You take care of things around the house. You're the wife. That's how things are supposed to be. Don't try to rely on me. Stop being a spoiled brat. What are you gonna do when you can't even rear a child? A kid just sleeps or eats anyway. You already do that with Elizabeth. Just adding another person isn't gonna make that big of a difference, is it?
I understand now. You've never taken care of Elizabeth. That's why you don't know how tough this is.
You think that you're gonna get away with talking to your husband like that?
I work late more often than you. I'm usually coming home later from work more than you too. But you never take care of Elizabeth at all until I go pick up Elizabeth from daycare. You're just sitting at your parents' house.
So what? That's how everything is supposed to be.
Be honest with me. You're planning on just dumping Dan on me, right?
Of course. It's better for a woman to look after the kid. Dad is a little wild. Mom and Dad are both struggling with it. The best thing right now is for you to raise him. Why don't you understand? If you don't agree with me, we're gonna get a divorce. You need to seriously rethink that horrible logic of yours. Hurry up and come home to Dad and I. Cook us both some dinner. If you can't do that for me, we're getting a divorce.
Okay.
Okay, I'm glad you understand. Stop your bitching and moaning. If you can do something about it, do something about it.
If that's what you want, then I agree to getting a divorce with you.
Huh? What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind?
No, I haven't lost my mind. That's what you were asking for a second ago. If I don't take care of Dan, then you want to get a divorce with me. I cannot accept your offer to take care of Dan like that. And let's be honest here, you just want to look good in front of your parents, right? Why do I have to sacrifice my own happiness and my child's happiness just because you want to play good boy in front of your parents?
Are you seriously asking for a divorce right now? Stop talking trash like that. Because you're all emotional right now. Just come home already. Dad and I are starving. Seriously, cut it out.
You realize that I'm the one that wants you to cut it out, right? After Elizabeth was born, you never put any money into our savings account. That's why I'm over here working tooth and nail. But you never take care of raising our child. So my parents always end up taking care of Elizabeth. That's why I came to the realization the other day. Both Elizabeth and I are perfectly fine and content living without you in our lives.
You really thought about that? You're just joking, right?
You weren't like this when we were still going out and before Elizabeth was born. I don't know what happened or what got into you, but you stopped putting money towards our savings.
I already told you why. My boss, when I was away on a business trip, told me that he never put any money into his family savings. When he continued to do that, his wife ended up becoming independent, and they were able to have a nice family household with a good balance. That's why I figured.
That you were going to copy him, right? But as a result, what happened to that boss? Remind me.
He divorced last year.
I guess you couldn't predict that, huh? Really takes rocket science to figure out where this is going.
Okay, I get it. I'll start putting money into the family savings. It's not like I didn't want to put money into the savings. Just hurry up and come home already.
I'm not going home anymore.
Huh?
I'm going to my parents' home. I have them taking care of Elizabeth right now, so it was perfect anyways. I'm just going to stay the night at their place. I'm going to have my brother pick up all of our stuff later on. I don't want to see you or Dan.
Don't be so weird. Just hurry up and get home. Dan is starting to throw a ruckus. Because he's getting hungry. What should I do?
I don't know. You're the one that agreed to take him in. How about you figure it out?
How the hell am I supposed to figure it out? I'm a man. I don't know these things.
I don't think that excuse works in this day and age. I don't think it ever actually made sense.
He's your relative too. You should take care of him soon. I'll even help out a little bit around the house from now on.
You're really talking down to me, but if we get a divorce, all my ties with Dan will be cut. We're literally not going to be relatives anymore.
Are you serious about the divorce thing? We've been doing so well up until now.
How? If anything, I've been working hard for myself and this house. I take care of Elizabeth all alone. But I had to cook crap and make bento for you. If anything, getting a divorce is much better for me. It'll make my life easier. I'll get a lot of government assistance and I can get child support from you too.
Child support? Are you gonna take my money even after we get a divorce?
It's not like you put any money into the house up until this point. I hope you work hard for Elizabeth from now on.
Okay, fine. I'll put more money into our joint family savings account. I'll help out raising the kids a little bit. So please, just come home for now. Dan is crying and he won't listen to me at all.
I'm not going home. This is all your fault. You thought that I would just fold and take care of it. It's your own fault for being irresponsible.
I'm sorry. Please save me. What do I do?
Beats me. I've asked you for your help countless times. This is what you get for ignoring me every single time. Good luck living alone from now on. Living and raising your child, too. Have fun living with your sister's child. Lucy had decided that this was a good time as any to get a divorce. After talking to her parents, her sister, and her younger brother about it, they all acted surprised as to why they didn't get a divorce up until now. Jack didn't want a divorce and even tried to hire a lawyer. He tried to fight it, but in the end, the fact that he wasn't putting away any money into the family savings account combined with the fact that he never helped raise Elizabeth, made all the lawyers he contacted turn down his case. Because he said that he would take on Dan, he couldn't just say never mind and give him back to his parents. So he had to look after Dan while going to work. Dan would keep causing problems at daycare, too. Apparently, he kept getting called out of work, which made him lose trust within his own company, but he still had to pay child support. He's been trying to keep his job, but he realized how hard Lucy's job was and deeply regrets treating her the way he did.